After nearly 7 years without a theatrical release, Star Wars is finally returning to cinemas with The Mandalorian and Grogu in 2026. However, the landscape has changed dramatically since the franchise last graced the big screen. Once a juggernaut of blockbuster cinema, Star Wars has been relegated to Disney Plus television series, with mixed success. While The Mandalorian was initially a hit, subsequent spin-offs and declining interest have tarnished the brand. Now, with a more conservative budget and a return to theaters, The Mandalorian and Grogu aims to correct course. But is this enough to reignite excitement, or has Star Wars lost its magic for good? A leaner, smarter approach to Star Wars movies. Disney's previous Star Wars films were notoriously expensive, with budgets soaring to $275 to $317 million for projects like The Rise of Skywalker and Solo, A Star Wars Story. High production costs, coupled with franchise fatigue, contributed to diminishing box office returns. However, The Mandalorian and Grogu is taking a different approach, with a reported budget of $166 million after tax credits. This marks the most cost-effective Star Wars film in Disney's era, making profitability more attainable. The movie needs to earn around $415 million to break even, a far more reasonable goal compared to past financial expectations. While a lower budget doesn't guarantee success, it signals a shift in Hollywood's approach. Recent blockbusters have struggled under bloated budgets, and Star Wars may be learning from those missteps. Can The Mandalorian's success translate to theaters? Despite being a streaming hit, The Mandalorian faces a major challenge in transitioning to a theatrical experience. While Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, was a cultural phenomenon in 2019, his overwhelming merchandise push has dulled his appeal. Additionally, The Mandalorian's third season saw a decline in enthusiasm, with many fans feeling the series had lost its original charm. This raises a crucial question. Is The Mandalorian strong enough to carry a theatrical release? Unlike past Star Wars films, which were marketed as major cinematic events, this movie feels more like an extension of a TV show. That worked for Downton Abbey and the Bob's Burgers movie, but Star Wars operates on a different level of expectation. The problem with Star Wars' current image. Once one of the most revered franchises in cinematic history, Star Wars has become more synonymous with inconsistent Disney Plus series than major theatrical releases. The lackluster reception of Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett diminished excitement for the franchise, while The Acolyte suffered from controversy and low viewership before being cancelled after one season. Even well-received projects like Andor struggled to draw a significant audience. At this point, Star Wars feels like a TV-first franchise, which makes it harder to generate hype for a big-screen comeback. The struggle of Skeleton Crew, which failed to attract attention despite promising a fresh adventure, suggests that audiences may be moving on. A make-or-break moment for Star Wars. The stakes for The Mandalorian and Grogu couldn't be higher. It's the only Star Wars film to survive Disney's chaotic development process in recent years, with numerous projects being cancelled before even reaching pre-production. This places enormous pressure on the film to prove that Star Wars still belongs in theaters. If the movie succeeds, it could reinvigorate the franchise and pave the way for future big-screen projects. However, if it underperforms, it may confirm fears that Star Wars has lost its theatrical luster. With a lower budget and familiar characters, Disney is betting on a safe win, but whether that win is enough to revive the franchise remains to be seen. The Mandalorian and Grogu arrives in theaters on May 22, 2026. Will it bring balance back to Star Wars? Or is the force no longer strong with the franchise?